Hi, everybody. Welcome to AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by the inimitable Shano D.
That's me.
Well, Shano, it's our final episode together as co-host. I mean, not probably forever, but just for sort of the foreseeable. But wow, we just had you just killed me on the bonus. So funny.
Oh, thank you. You guys should subscribe.
What? Shannon, what is going on? Well, you don't have to say www. It's not 1999. Patreon.com/AITA pod. Not a backslash, Shannon. It's a /. Patreon.com/AITA pod. But no, the funny quote was that, you were the youngest in your family, so everyone would kind of laugh at you.
Yeah. Like when I was little, like when you're really little, sometimes you don't understand the difference between people laughing with you and laughing at you. And so I would do like something cute and charming, and my family would laugh at me. Laugh at me.
Yeah.
And they would go, "Oh, honey." And I would get really upset. And they would go, "Oh, honey, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you." And I would go, "Well, I'm not laughing." And scream. I was like such a moody, grumpy little kid. Super grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they basically, I was like born a C-section, and they had like scheduled it. And I guess it was around my due date, but apparently like the nurse was like, "Oh, is she a preemie?" I was 9 pounds. And she was like, "Is she a preemie?" And my dad was like, "She's 9 pounds." She's like, "But her hands and her feet like say that she's a little bit of a preemie."
Huh.
So I would have been an even bigger baby. And so my parents always say that like I came out angry, and I stayed angry because I wasn't ready to come out.
Oh, I was a preemie as well. I was a
You were?
C-section. Yeah, I was actually a famous baby. I guess I've never told you this story.
No.
Yeah, so I was born to Cuban refugees in Mesa, Arizona at Desert Samaritan Hospital. Now, you might say, Desert Samaritan, isn't it Good Samaritan? No, that was a different hospital with a better name.
Yeah.
And
Samaritan.
Desert Samaritan. So when I was born, I was blue, according to my dad.
Whoa.
Yeah, blue. I was like, I think my umbilical cord was in a knot.
Around. Oh.
Or something like that. Yeah, I think it was in a knot and whatever. It was getting tight. So they were like, we got to get the baby out.
Oh, they could tell while you were in there?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Even back then. Wow. That's pretty good technology.
That's why I have bad dandruff. No, that's a joke. But anyway, so then my friend was born. They had to save my ass. Mm-hmm. Then my friend was born at the same hospital. And they go, "You're from Casa Grande, huh? You know Danny Vega?" And they're like, "Actually, yeah, we do. Why do you know Danny Vega?"
Yeah.
Like, he was a blue baby. He broke in our blue baby machine. It made him less blue. I was the first baby. Oh. I don't know the equipment, but to use some sort of oxygen.
So this was your friend that then was having a kid there. And then like years later was like, "Do you know Danny Vega?"
Not years later, a month, less than a month later.
Gotcha. Your mom, it was the parents' friend.
Parents were friends, yeah. Yeah, we weren't babies that knew each other.
Oh, I thought maybe it was like 30 years later and they're still talking about you.
Oh, he was a great baby.
Yeah.
He was a great baby.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. Famous baby. I wonder if he made the papers.
Yeah. I've made the front of the Casa Grande Dispatch a few times in my life.
Was that for those videos?
I was on the front for the video. Mm-hmm. I was on the front for, I don't know what it was called, but it was like, I was thinking about this. Do you have any like little tiny like festivals basically that were like, we had this thing at St. Anthony's, that was the school I went to, called Evening Under the Stars.
Oh.
And honestly, it was usually pretty mid. But one year I remember they got a dunk tank.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the teachers who was a little bit of stick up her assy did it. And I remember being like, I didn't realize she was fucking funny and cool like that.
Who was the lucky guy that got to dunk her?
Oh, we all did.
Oh, you did?
You would just throw a ball. It was very easy.
Yeah.
You would throw a baseball from not far at a pretty big target. And we just dunked the shit out of her. And honestly, I think it made me love her. I think I've always had a good impression of her ever since then. It was a great bit.
Yeah, it turned it around. Well, because also she probably knew that you guys wanted to dunk her so bad.
Yeah, exactly.
She's such a
little
little
She was a
dick.
good teacher, but we wanted to
But
dunk
she
her.
was just like type A to the extreme.
full
kind of
type
thing. Yeah. That's fun. Why did we start talking about that? You were on the paper for that? Or you just randomly thought of it?
Yeah, I was on the paper for a festival like that.
Because what would you do? That was
I was
newsworthy.
doing like bean bags
like a picture.
at one of the little like.
And they took a picture of it and they said your name. I don't think I've ever been in the paper.
I was on the front of when I got Last Comic Standing at Arizona State. Maybe you had heard of me at that point. As before I heard of you. Yeah.
No, I actually hadn't heard.
They
of
put
you
my
at that
face
point.
on a little like court gesture, so it was a little. You didn't go to either of these shows?
Go. No,
All
and
right.
they hosted it.
It was at Arizona State.
Yeah, at the Gamage.
Yeah. And I remember doing the show, and it was in front of, God, it was in front of thousands of people. It was in front of like 5,000
Holy
people.
shit! How many people were competing?
So the competition was in a fucking lecture hall. And my big joke, which is very risky, and I actually don't think I've quite matched this, was Dane Cook was the it comic at the time. And so I professed I could do a Dane Cook from scratch. And so I would say, give me a suggestion. And the suggestion was baseball. And then I would just break down how Dane Cook would tell a joke about baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like, it always starts with a lot of generalities. So it's always like, everyone loves baseball. And then there's just a lot of like restatement. Don't we all enjoy the ball and the base? We love a home run. We love a grand slam. We love the slam of grand. I forgot how it went.
They were
but
always the same format, basically.
yeah, exactly. And then he would always find one exception. But there's one friend in every group who's like, I don't like baseball. Fuck you,
yeah.
Bill. There's always a random name in there. Yeah, so.
Well, isn't that the origin of Karen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He like coined that, didn't he? But then it didn't hit until like years later did it really become a name.
Well, it was our thing. It was
Yeah.
our generation's thing. The
Yeah.
two Dane Cook albums. I feel like everyone talked about them at my high school, at least.
yeah,
The Friend That
yeah.
Nobody Likes. And then Dane Cook did Vicious Circle. And I've talked to other people who have lined up with this narrative. That was the one in the round. It was an HBO special at Madison Square, I believe.
Okay.
In the round, which is already like weird way to shoot a special. And that's kind of when Dane Cook hit that moment of like, you're popular, but now we all hate you.
Yes.
And that was the beginning of the end for him. And then, I don't know how many years later, maybe 10 years later, Karen became
the
the
name.
thing.
Yeah.
But it was from that special.
Yeah. Yeah, the friend that no one liked. It has a little bit of a different definition now, but I mean, they still are probably the friend that no one likes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So was it Karen with a K?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for all the Karens out
Karen.
there. We do have a listener, but she's Keron.
She dodged
Not
it.
the same.
She's so not a Karen in that negative sense.
No way. But yeah, if my name was Karen, like I think I would maybe start going by Carrie or something. Change it up.
It's tough. I know. It's like, what's in a name, but it's like,
Well, I just imagine you're getting comments about it every day.
Constantly.
Like every time you introduce yourself, right?
I feel bad. I made a hacky name joke. Who has a name? Somebody had a name, and I was like, and I did it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I just did the thing, didn't I? And they're like,
When
yeah.
you met them.
Yeah.
I know. I really try and stay away from, when I see a tall person, I make sure I don't like talk about their height. Like I just, or like a really short person
Yeah.
or things
Thanks
that
for not bringing up 5'8". I appreciate it so much. It's really nice of you.
I'm a sweetie. But I don't know. I try not to do that thing because I know they just get it every single day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I have a funny one. So me and this girl. So in my co-working space, there's a girl named Yoon, and Yoon's the best. Everybody loves Yoon. And then we were like, oh yeah, I love Yoon. And then she was like, I love you. And I was like, it was a very just specific pun. I don't know why it made me laugh.
I don't get it.
Yoon, I love you.
Yeah,
Right? 'Cause
so
you're saying I love you.
but she's just completing it with her name.
Well, no, but it sounded like we were saying like I love you to
Yeah,
each other,
yeah,
which would have been
Very
odd.
quickly.
Right?
Moving a little too fast there, Yoon.
No, Yoon was not in the conversation.
Oh, she wasn't?
No, that's what we were saying. We were like sitting there observing Yoon being like, I love Yoon. And I was like, I love you.
Okay. I thought she was saying it.
No.
Sorry, I ruined that.
That would be so weird if I was like, I love Danny. I love Danny.
I love you. Yeah.
Right? Why would she be saying that?
Yeah, pretty
Anyway.
crazy.
Cray.
Well, today we have a wedding episode, a wedding theme.
I'm going to need your help here because we got a comment. You got to bring me in on this one a little bit, but
Yes.
go ahead.
So the first one, I just wanted to, we got a comment from, because on our subreddit, one of our listeners made a verdicts disagreement thread and we pinned it to the top. So if you guys ever disagree with us or want to discuss it more, you guys can head on over to there. Doesn't have too many comments, so I guess we're killing it.
Reddit.com/r/AITA. That's where the /R
That's where the R comes from.
She got it.
But people just don't know. But we did have a comment here. I wanted to read it. So I had Alyssa Sabo on, and this was the camp one that then you and I talked about.
Yeah, I know this one. This was the camp where the girl gets interviewed, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're actually going through something where we lost a child," and she's like,
"No, not that one. The one where the sister goes to a really nice camp and she has an immune system disease. The fairness one.
Yes. One of the daughters goes to immune camp, which is sick as fuck, and the other one goes to crappy camp for not sick kids. That sucks.
So we covered it, and then Danny and I covered it. So we got a comment, and neither one of us had covered this part of it. So I thought this was interesting. Top Touch 7071 says, I totally disagreed with Alyssa and Shannon's take on the teen who was jealous that her sick sister got to go to a, quote, better camp for the summer. They argued that this girl needs to learn that, quote, not everything is about you. I would counter with the glass sibling argument. Often in families where one sibling is ill, the other gets way less attention, and it can feel like nothing is ever about you. I wonder if looking at this through this lens could help lend more empathy towards this girl for being jealous of her sister. Also, I think they mentioned that the parents go on vacation while they send their kids to their respective summer camps. I think a good middle ground might be to have a staycation with the poster and with the sister. With the OP, and give her some extra love and connection time while her sister enjoys the camp tailored to her health condition. So yeah, that whole glass sibling argument that we have talked about in previous situations, but for some reason, none of us touched on that, and that is a really good point because that happens a lot.
I never heard this term, and I love it. I think it's also a lot more like, I don't know. I think I like how it's kind of golden childy, but not as heavy, glass sibling, and you can understand it. And I think it's a great point, and I think it's tough. And like I've been trying to say about this, treating your kids equally thing, I think it's obviously it's not a science. It's about feelings. It's about emotions. It's about being in touch with them. And I can't imagine that this would be really just very challenging. Very, very challenging. And how can it not feel unfair? I don't know. I don't know that it's a tough thing. And so I think this is a great comment. I'm very on board, and I think this is going to be a pain point.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you for writing that in, because that was I had read it like right as I was listening to our take on it, or like right before, and I was like, oh yeah, we never talked about that, and that is a really good point. Because it's so easy to just be like, get over it. You're not sick. But there's trials and tribulations that come with having sick siblings as well.
Yeah, it destabilizes, and I mean it adds just so much. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and I think that's maybe something too that, like, I don't know. I think we've talked before about, like, what's the phrase I want? Maybe it's something like, it's kind of like, look, obviously I'm very privileged, I'm able-bodied, I'm white, et cetera, et cetera. That doesn't mean I don't have problems. Doesn't mean bad things doesn't happen to me. So this is kind of like, I feel like the pain Olympics, you know what I'm talking about? There's like a concept like that where it's like, just because you have privilege, like the sibling doesn't mean life doesn't have hardships.
Right, exactly. And it's like, yeah, just because you like could be like super wealthy and be, white and all cisgender, all the privileges in the world, doesn't mean that like your pain can't be as equally as painful as those that are really struggling.
Yeah.
Because we all have a brain, and we all have mental health issues. Do you think everyone does? I kind of think everyone does, right?
I think it's the battle of being alive.
Yeah. It's hard.
What's
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to be a human.
It is. It's a challenge, but we're getting through it together, folks. But here's the thing. This is I thought this was funny.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Oh, you didn't read it? Oh, I love it.
No, because I thought maybe you wanted me
I
to.
can't wait to see your
see it.
reaction.
Okay.
So this is no stupid question. This is a subreddit, but I thought it quite pertained to the stuff we always talk about. Whose job is it to remove a wallet from a pocket before the pants go through the wash? There's a husband and wife. I will not tell you which one I am. The wife does the washing of the clothes in our household. The husband takes off his pants and throws them in the corner of the room where we pile up clothes for washing. We both agree this is okay. No comment needed on this point.
Okay.
If it's late at night, husband takes off his pants and puts them in the pile and jumps in bed. Husband says he will grab wallet in the morning before work. Wife wakes up before husband to put a load of washing. Wife does not check pockets and washes the wallet. This has happened 3 times in the last 3 months. Wife doing washing is not in debate either. We both have regular fair jobs around house and it works for us. The only question is who is to blame for the wallet going through the wash 3 times? Husband, wife, or both?
I guess this is also kind of like what we were just talking about with like the toilet seat and the sword, the comfort sword. Whose job is it to remove the comfort sword from the couch?
Yes.
And yeah, because it's like, well, either you do it or I do it. But I kind of feel like it would be the husband's responsibility to take his wallet out. However, when you do wash, usually you do check the pockets. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't check Max's pockets when I do his wash.
It'd be great if you did, but that's not part of the process.
Yeah.
I think this is absurd. I actually thought it was obvious. The husband is responsible, bro. You put it in the wash pile.
Yeah,
it's
you
simple.
put it in the wash, you put it in the hamper.
It's the
You
pile.
should check your pockets before now when I'm doing my own wash, I mean, I do them together, but when I'm in my own hamper, I'll check my pockets because I'm sometimes.
That's your system.
Yeah. But I'm the one doing it and he doesn't do my wash. So
Well, and there is no hamper, by the way. I don't know if you caught that.
yeah, it's just in the
They
corner.
throw their clothes in the corner of the room.
But we're not arguing about that.
We're not arguing about that. Don't even bring it. Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring it up. Fine.
Fine.
But yeah, I think this husband, I think this is the thing where I forgot now what the context was, but we were talking about, oh yeah, you were saying somebody lost something and they were trying to blame it off on someone else. And it's like that thing people do where it's like, this is your responsibility. And they just do that thing of like, oh, it's actually your fault. It's actually your fault. No. This is a big red flag for me. Anytime people try to like, it's your responsibility. It's your fucking responsibility. If something bad happened, start thinking about how it's your goddamn responsibility before you start blaming other people.
I know. And it can be hard, like, because it is painful to be mad at yourself. It sucks. So it is, sometimes easier to just be like, well, who else's fault was it? Like, let's try and figure that out quick because I don't want to be mad at myself. It hurts. I'd rather be mad at you. But you can't go through life like that.
It won't help you. I will say recently I lost my laptop charger and I was so mad. I've been on I haven't lost something. Like I have not lost something substantial for so long. I've been on a great run. When you don't drink, it's easy. And
I
you
was
don't
just
smoke,
going to say that.
it's easy.
I've gotten way better at it. I was on like in college, maybe you were the same way. I was losing my phone every month on the month.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Oh, she
probably
was
exaggerating,
messy.
but at least 3 times a year.
Yeah. And so, but I was going nuts because I was like, no, I'm a creature of habit. I go to the same 3 places
Where the
every
fuck
day.
could it be?
I'm searching everywhere. I'm going through every nook and cranny in the co-working space.
feeling.
I'm looking at my house and I'm like, no, because I never brought it in here. I know where I bring it. Then I'm going to the place where I have my show, Glowing. No, it's not in Glowing. I'm like, this is crazy. I would have seen it. And I'm like going insane. I'm like, there's just no way. And then I'm like, I'm going to put an AirTag on the charger. And then I'm like, Danny, that's crazy. Somebody took it.
Oh, they did.
Somebody, quote, thought it was their husband's and took it.
At the workspace?
Yeah, I guess I left it in the wall or something.
How'd you figure that out?
They brought it back.
Oh, great.
And I was literally hovering my mouse on the place order button to get a new one, and I didn't click it. I win.
Perfect.
That's a bad feeling though to lose. Like, because I had that feeling right where I was like, no, I did not fuck this one up.
I hate it. losing stuff is really just like one of the worst feelings.
It really is.
But going back to this real quick, what I was thinking about losing stuff is I always, with my AirPods, like they're always in my pockets. Like I'm always finding them all over the place.
Oh, you put the bare AirPods in your pocket?
Yeah, I know.
That's risky.
Max is always like, I don't even know why you get
them in their
new ones.
case.
Yeah,
Is that why you guys have like 3 AirPod cases?
pretty much.
I almost put my AirPods down there and I was like, no, they're going to get lost in this issue.
Do not. Well, Max just got a new pair, and then he uses one for working out and one for not. I'm like,
Thank you for mocking that, because what, bro?
I know.
Max.
He's so particular in like the weirdest ways. I literally, when he told me that, I was like, that was such a Max move. Because I had lost mine. So I was like, oh, great. Give me your old pair. I was like, no, this one's working out. This one's working. He is crazy. But if I had put my, if Max for some miracle did the wash, if I had put my AirPod in there and he had done my wash, like, I don't think I could blame him for that. It's like, I'm the one that put my thing in my pocket and didn't check it before I threw it in my hamper.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being mad at him, although I would be like, why was this the one day that you chose to do it?
Right. Well, that's not his task.
And you don't know how I operate. You should know to check my pockets because you know there's an AirPod in every single one.
Just piles of AirPods.
I have actually washed an AirPod before though, and it ended up being
They
okay.
can survive it. Yeah, I think that happened
I was
to me. They're pretty
so
good about
surprised
that.
by that.
Wow.
Wow. All right, so we say it was husband's.
Hans was his fault.
Is that what Reddit went well?
I think so.
All right, well, let's get into our wedding stitches.
Oh, we have some talking points here. Did we already do these?
No, mine was about wedding though, so I was going to loop mine in.
Okay,
but
so
you
we'll
go
just
first.
do my little talking point. I don't know. I've been telling you about this co-working space. It's like one wheel distance from my house. I go there, and I don't know. I've been going. I hit this point. I think COVID fucked me up and all of us up, and I realized like it made staying at home a virtue. Not just that you should, a virtue. You would be like, I don't go out at all. I haven't gone out for months.
Yeah.
And you got to feel like good about that.
Yeah.
And I thought all these things about myself, like that I'm an introvert and that I don't like people. And I feel like this co-working space offers a great thing where it's like, there's a lot of events and there's a lot of chance encounters. And at first I would kind of go to events and be like, whatever, I'm at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But I eventually hit this point where I'm like, no, I could go to any event, any day of the week, any topic. I'm going to run into people I know and have just a casual like conversation.
Because you're meeting these people.
Yeah. And I hit like a threshold of people where I'm like, no, I literally will always have fun if I go. It's literally not a co-working space because I never get any work done there.
Yeah.
And
It's just your social life.
it's my social life, right? Because like, you know, as a single guy, it's like, you know, I don't have a lot of connections here. And this is like in the neighborhood, you know, I don't like driving. So anyway, this was like, I feel like a high water mark for me was this like, and then people are kind of joining in time. So people kind of enter your circle, and this girl like joined, she's really sweet. And we were all just talking outside, and I was like introducing her to everyone. And then she's like, you're like so popular here. And I was like, oh my God, nobody has called me popular forever. And
Forever. Not even in high school?
I don't really think I
weren't
was popular
popular
in high school. But yeah, it was a thing I realized, I guess, which is I think as a young man, it was very much like I will like become known. You know, it would be, and it's like, no, you've got to make yourself known. And it was made up of like a lot of little decisions, like going to events that I'm not necessarily super drawn to, but it's okay. People are going to be there anyway, and I could shake some hands and meet some people.
Yeah.
I always bring donuts and pandan cake, which is like this amazing green cake.
Yeah.
Just bring in little treats.
Nice. Look
So
at
it's
you.
Made me a lot
Glad
happier.
you're doing a lot better.
Yeah.
That's exciting. It's good to meet new friends, especially as adults. Like, it doesn't happen too often.
No, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. And I mean, really the only times that like real connections can be made as an adult I've found is when like we're in a class together, and like for
Right.
you, like, yes, you guys are going to this co-working space, like you're almost like semi coworkers because you're all like working around each other without having to like be involved with the drama of work.
Right. Well, and a class really is a shared, structured experience, which they don't have classes per se. Well, they do. They have workout class, but yeah, it's similar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a good.
I wish
Honestly,
they had
pretty-
some on the west side. Maybe they do. I need to look into this. I mean, I know they have really expensive ones.
Yeah, like Soho House
Or Noya House.
Oh, I don't
Fucking
know Noya House.
insane. Yeah.
Crazy.
But that's awesome. Mr. Popular.
I'm a popular boy now.
He's so popular.
Excluding
popular. I want to be popular. Do you know that song?
Oh yeah, what is that? That's
Wicked.
an earworm.
Wicked.
Oh, I gotta throw that. I'm gonna throw that on the ride home. I was singing.
Oh, yeah.
He had it coming.
Oh, he had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
We love a song
Pop,
where-
squish,
Oh, wow.
sister, lip shits.
We love a song where a woman kills a man.
Love it. Oh, like Dixie Chicks. Goodbye, Earl.
Goodbye, Earl. And then I'm really into this Swifty one. Shout out to the listener who sent me the Taylor's. Remember, I was like saying, play the hits.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she made me hits I don't know. And I discovered No Body, No Crime. I wish I'd about No Body, No Crime.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, wow. I don't know too many of her deep cuts at all.
It's crazy good. It's a narrative. It is a narrative.
He did it. He did it.
Yeah.
Esté's a friend of mine. Esté's.
And they get Olive Garden. Isn't Olive Garden in it?
Oh, yeah. Tuesday Night at Olive Garden.
Banger. Put Olive Garden in every song.
Yeah, literally. It's Danny's favorite.
All right. Let's get into this theming. We love a good theme.
Good old
Wedding
theme.
theme, Shannon's story.
And so this week I put in our Instagram stories a dress because I went dress shopping. I have 3 weddings, basically weddings. The third one's an engagement party, but they're not getting married. They're not having a big wedding. They're doing a family wedding. So the engagement party is the event that we would all go to celebrate.
Oh, okay.
So that's in New Jersey. The other 2 in Europe. So then we're stopping in Jersey, like back to back. These are all back, boom, 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 in a row.
God.
So the timing actually worked out really well.
Because you don't have to fly back and forth.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
Which if they were like the 2 in Europe are literally 10 days apart, and we were already going to spend like 2 weeks out there because Max has some work stuff, like work meetings. So we're going to go to different places. But if we didn't, then we probably would have skipped the one wedding just because it's like we're not going to Europe twice in like the fall, you know? So, but Max is in both of them. And then the third one, the engagement party in Jersey, is like his best friend. His wife's from there. But anywho, so I have all these events. And so I have 7 events amongst these 3 weddings that I need to dress. 2 welcome parties, 2 rehearsal dinners, and 2 weddings, and then the engagement party. So 7.
No.
So obviously I already have a bunch of dresses from the past that I'm going to rewear. But for Max's brother's wedding, I know you can never get when there's more than
Max's brother's wedding. No, I can handle that.
Okay, perfect. Just because it's like a family wedding, like I wanted to get a new dress because I was like, oh,
Right.
it's like a cute little.
Wow, so you're only getting 1 new dress for 7 events?
Pretty much. I might get
good.
another one. Actually, I guess I did get 2 yesterday, but
Oh, wow, we already doubled.
I did get 2 yesterday, but the one is like not really. It's more of like the welcome dress. It's really cute. Like the welcome parties can be a little more casual. But anyway, so I was looking all over the place for like a couple days. I was like online search and trying to find them secondhand if I could. But I found this one style that I really liked, and it was very, very floral. Like the pattern was extremely floral.
Flowers.
With a bunch of different colors, but the color underneath the flowers was white. I'll show you the picture. So
Did you buy this already?
No. This was just online.
Reviewing. Okay, so it technically is white. So we need to know the flower density.
what do you think?
I feel like this is exactly the kind of thing where, remember, every time we read a wedding situation and I always go, who are these people that haven't heard? You would be one of those people.
Okay.
Is it blatantly fuck you? No, but it's a white dress. It just is a white dress. That is an accurate description. Yeah, it's a white dress.
But it's so floral. Like you can barely tell it's white.
No, ma'am. You can easily tell it's white because it's a white dress. It's covered in flowers. It's not a plain white dress, but it's a white dress. And if you wear that, I cannot be held responsible for what will happen to you.
Well, I didn't get it.
You can't get it.
But I put it on our stories asking, and I said, is this okay for, because I was also curious because we've talked about this so many
I'm
times.
so excited. Did people agree with me? What did people say?
So actually, surprisingly, because at first it was very no because of the white, but it went 60% yes, it works. It's mostly color, and 40% no because of the white.
How many people voted?
A lot.
Really? So it happened to be a clean 60-40.
And somebody said, like, if you have to ask, then don't do it. And I definitely agree with that for sure. Right. I just personally think that like wedding culture has gotten so out of hand. Like it just never used to be that way back in the day. Like wearing white at a wedding was like not really. And for those of you that were born in a baby boomer generation, like you could correct me if this was different where you grew up, but like my parents' wedding and same with like I've seen like Max's parents' photo album, like my grandma wore white to my mom's wedding. Like there was a lot of people that were wearing white, and it's just that it wasn't a wedding gown. Like it's so clear that the gown, it's a wedding dress. And this was just never a thing back in the day. And so much of wedding culture has gotten so insane with like how many events people throw around their wedding, how much people spend on their wedding. The bachelorette used to literally be the night before your wedding. You'd go out with your boyfriends or your girlfriends one night.
That's ringing true.
Yeah.
That was in our lifetime.
Oh, was it? I mean,
no,
when we were younger, I think. Yeah, when we were little.
I swear I remember that. I swear I remember having that thought. And then like...
where it's like, oh my God, all of a sudden we're flying to fucking Saint-Tropez now.
It's a whole separate trip now.
Yeah, which
maybe I seen it in a show or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's crazy.
Which,
wow.
I mean, I love celebrating people and I love partying. I love having fun. So like, I'm okay with like all of that fun stuff that goes along with it. But like, it really goes into your bank account. Like, it's kind of insane how much that people expect you to shell out for their weddings, especially with people that don't get married. I'm like, okay, well, they'll never get that repaid back to them. And not that things are transactional, but that's a whole storyline on Sex and the City where Carrie like goes to a million different baby showers and she got her Manolo Blahniks, her really fancy shoes, stolen at a baby shower. And then the woman's like, well, I'm not paying you back for those shoes because they're like $400 shoes. And she's like, the amount of money I've spent on you over the years from your wedding, your 3 kids, like you can't pay me back a pair of shoes. Like, I don't know. And then she registers at Manolo Blahnik and is like, here, I registered here. As like a fuck you, like, you know, I'm marrying myself kind of thing. Here's my registry. And I had the 1 pair of shoes on it.
What happened with the shoes? They were stolen?
They were stolen at this woman's baby shower because she made her take the shoes off. She was like a no-shoe household. So anyway, those that know. But I'm just saying, like, I just think that there's so many crazy rules. Like, this so clearly is not a wedding dress. And I'm not arguing that I want to buy it. I just think that the rules around weddings are just so unhinged these days. I can't get on board with them because like this dress is so obviously not a wedding dress. I ended up going with the one with a pink background. It's still really beautiful, but I was just like, I personally would never care if someone showed. I wouldn't even clock that.
You wouldn't clock that?
No. Doesn't look like a wedding dress at all.
I just feel like it's white. And I feel like the phrase is don't wear white to a wedding. I feel like, by the way, we were criticized for saying I feel like. It's my contention.
I know. You covered that on the guest episode. I was like, we should have covered that.
We covered it again. But it's my contention that well, look, we went to a wedding that was, you know, very unconventional and it was cool and I enjoyed it. And some people want that from their wedding. People want whatever they want from their wedding. I think though, if you're going black tie and you're going that energy, a formal wedding, I think for me it hits. I'm just gonna say it hits for me. Maybe I'm a little bit conservative like that. I like it. That's personally what I want to do with my wedding. I
Getting
think
dressed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think, look, for me, it's like, what the fuck else am I gonna dress up for? I'm a big old goofy goober. You know, I'm on a one wheel. I'm a clown. I think that weddings, for me, I want them to be serious, and that hits for me emotionally.
Okay.
You know, because to me, it is a serious thing, and that it's almost just. It's not that marriage is serious. It's that the sanctity of the unity and the seriousness is serious. And I'm not saying the whole night make the reception crazy. So I don't know. I guess. Even though I do agree about wedding creep, broadly speaking, the bachelor party Coachella-ness of it all. I'm not really with you on the dress thing. I think preserving the sanctity of the white dress for the woman, for the bride.
Well, I think you just think that now because that's what is known now.
I'm wedding pilled. Wedding pilled.
Yeah, if you like lived back in the day that my mom claims, because remember last year we talked about how my aunt and my mom both wore those dresses that had white in them, and you were like, they're doing that on purpose, like they were trying to get attention. And I was like, no, legitimately, they did not think that what they were doing was a problem at all. I don't think anyone else did.
So this is
maybe
an
I could ask
emergent.
my cousin.
No, I'm with you. So this is something that has evolved with time. I think it's a cultural evolution, the strictness toward white.
And I honestly, the thing I think I don't like about it is because I think people get really catty and mean about it. Like I went to a bachelorette and this girl was wearing a white shirt, and then all the like other women in the group were like whispering about the girl, and then like someone said something, and then the bride was like, she already ran it by me, it's fine, like she forgot that it wasn't supposed to, and she ran it by me. Why do you always like think that people have bad intentions with the face you're making?
No, I'm with you. I was with that one. You won me over there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
ammo.
being like, no, she's doing that on purpose. I thought you were saying.
No, I was going through a variety of things, some of which have to be censored. But basically, I had a friend who had a major issue with the wedding shaming accounts, and so I'm with you. I agree with you. The face was
in agreement. Yeah, 'cause
click.
they were being really mean about it, and I was like, stop talking shit about her. You guys are being really catty.
Yeah.
She clearly wasn't doing that to try and be like the attention seeker. The bride
Right.
was wearing a veil.
It's an easy moral high ground to jump off of.
Yeah.
So
I don't like it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
What were you going to say? You had a story.
Well, no, just that. Well, I think what you're saying, that cattiness emerged in part might be from the internet. We have all these communities now. Wedding shaming is a subreddit. It's a subreddit I subscribe to. And so there's this sanctimoniousness that is aimed at weddings in particular, and that's what I'm seeing here. She's wearing white, because it's sort of like a meme now.
Yeah.
It's a meme to be like the ultimate sin. I mean, I just said it to you. I mean, I was joking, but I was kind of alluding to that, right? Like, I can't be held responsible. Like, you could be murdered for this because it's so. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right, because that is also what has gone up. It's the wedding creep has extended into this like pontificating shittiness.
Yeah, exactly. And like, because when I first looked at it, I was just like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this dress. It's so beautiful. And then I was like really looking at it, and I was like, oh, I guess the base of it is white. Like I didn't even see that it was white.
That's
because
fair.
there was a lot of different ones.
There's a lot of
There
colors.
was this one though. That's the same one.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
What do you think it's pink?
I guess I'm wedding pilled. I just feel like that's pretty close to white though.
You think? Okay, well, let me show you the one I got then. Now I'm scared. Wait, where?
It's like off-white versus white. Yeah, I mean that's definitely. I mean it's.
Wait, really? It's
I mean,
like pink with a lot of flowers on
Yeah,
it.
it looks kind of white though, Shano. I mean, it's not like pink. It's like kind of
really?
white and white looking. It's definitely not the pinkest looking. I'm not trying to
Seriously?
shame you. I'm just saying, like, I mean, look, I guess for me, I've been wedding pilled, and I've been programmed to think you just simply do not go even near. You don't touch this. You do not go near it. You go so far away from it.
Okay, well, I'll have to post that one because I don't think that looks anything like a wedding dress, and it's not. What guys, this is baby pink with pink and orange flowers.
Okay, but to be fair,
People wear blush to weddings. Blush, champagne, maybe not champagne. No, champagne.
But I'm saying that my perception here is the internet. If I go to a wedding, I don't care. And I'm not gonna be catty at a wedding. I would be catty by proxy. I would be like, oh, like, you think people are gonna judge her for that? You know what I mean? Unless it was blatant.
I'm sorry, I got to push back on you about this dress. That would be ridiculous if people were talking shit about a baby pink dress.
Well, no, but we did just agree, and that's what I'm kind of saying is that I am wedding pilled because I see a lot of this Reddit content, and that is what puts fear in my heart.
Have you ever seen anyone on Reddit talk about how baby pink is an issue?
I don't know. I'm not trying to indict your specific dress, but I think this is a valid issue. I think we were talking about the radicalization of wedding people.
We have an AITA for wearing a light pink dress to a wedding. Should I read it?
Yeah, do it.
So I, 25F, have been friends with the bride and groom since middle school. I've always been close friends with the bride, and despite arguments and whatnot, we've always made up and stayed friends. The groom, we've been close. The groom, we've been close, but not as close friends as I am with the bride. We got an invite to the wedding, and their theme was love is in the air, and I try and fit the theme as possible. Not really knowing how to fit it, I asked the bride the next time I saw her, and then asked if pink would be an appropriate color. Oh, not really knowing how to fit the theme. She said it would depend on the shade, as she was wearing a more dark pink color. Oh, okay. So she's not wearing white, the bride. Oh, okay. I told her that I would send her the picture if I found one that I might like. I eventually found one and sent the aforementioned picture, to which I said it was fine. Come the day of the wedding, I show up and they have their vows and the ceremony is beautiful, and then comes the reception afterwards. I realized that I am the only person in a pink dress, where most of the other women have more dresses on the red spectrum. The groom eventually confronts me, saying that I shouldn't have worn pink to a wedding and committed a major faux pas. I was wrong for it. I tried to explain that the wife had given me approval, and it didn't matter since they were both in charge. He said it didn't matter since they were both in charge of planning, and he should have been consulted. He told me that it was more assholish for me and I should be ashamed. But they didn't say because it was close to white. What are they upset about?
Maybe she was wearing pink?
NTA, how tacky of him to confront a guest. Huh, okay. So that's not relevant. Can you wear blush to a wedding? Here's an argument. There are a few things to consider. Trend of pink wedding dresses continue to rise. There's a chance the blushing bride may be wearing the romantic shade down the aisle. And if that's not the case, she might have bridesmaids that wear a pink hue instead. However, this isn't to say that you can't wear the color. But if you're hoping to sport a blush hued ensemble to the ceremony, asking the bride what her wedding colors are never a bad idea. So they're not saying that it's ever bad to wear it because it's close to white. It's just that if... And actually, I do think that the brides are wearing like a blush color, but mine has flowers on it and stuff.
I think that we're using the term catty, and I think that the kind of operating principle is, like, we are talking about decorum. No one's being hurt, right? We're talking about decor, essentially, right? Like what people are wearing. And I think the attitude here is like, and I thought the example you gave was great because it was literally like the bride approved it.
Yeah.
And that's really who it's got to come from.
So you think I should send that picture to my sister-in-law and get approval?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just been so programmed, Shan. You got to realize, like, I think I've been to 10 weddings in my life, but I probably covered 100 wedding situations. So in my head, like, yeah, would I send it? Yes, because I've been down these roads and they're dangerous. Perilous roads, curving, and you die if you go over the edge. Weird. But does it seem egregious blatantly? No. But I think that's what we're talking about. I think this is a trend. It's the wedding shaming trend, because it's easy to go, are you making yourself a target potentially in this wedding shaming culture? And I don't know. I think this is in the water now.
For me?
Oh, no, let's move away from you.
Yes. It really is. I don't like it.
People consume this. They consume this. And I'm not just talking about AITA. I'm talking about there are subreddits that just show pictures of people doing this stuff.
Well, also, our wedding episode last year was our most popular story. Like, everyone loves the wedding drama. I mean, I love the wedding drama. I just don't want to be a part of it. So now I'm worried. I'll put up the picture and you guys can vote.
That's
I really think that it's fine, though.
Well, should we do these stitches?
Let's do it.
Our second story of the day, AITA for choosing my dog over my brother's wedding. But first, folks, please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Listen on Spotify. AITA for asking money for the food I bought for friend's wedding. I, 28F, am living in Delaware with a well-paid job, supporting both myself and my BF, who lost his job. Recently got invited to a 2-day wedding as the bride's witness. The 2-day event was held 3 hours away from the city and included a wedding ceremony, lunch, party, and next day a barbecue to celebrate a relative's birthday. We were told not to bring any gifts as the couple has planned second wedding in Italy for 80 plus people and rented out a mansion. The groom's family is very rich. As a witness and best friend, I always went above and beyond by helping her in everyday life. For the wedding, I rented a car for €250. I was picking up guests and helping a lot with logistics, bringing people to and from the airport. Things took a weird turn when I arrived at the barbecue and was told there's not enough food for us and we have to go shopping. Fine, it happens. We made a list of groceries for ourselves. While we shopped, I got calls from the host to buy more food. My BF was even asked to get fresh bread. At the barbecue, I was asked to help with cooking, which I ended up doing for 1 hour. The food which we brought was distributed around all tables, meaning that we kind of sponsored the barbecue which we were invited to. The stupidest moment was that when my BF asked for bread, he wasn't allowed to take fresh bread he bought. Fiance's relative was not doing much. He was suffering from hangover from previous night. Others were hanging around and enjoying the setup. I had a nasty feeling, though. I was happy I could help. Afterwards, a couple went on honeymoon and asked me to take care for their plants for 1 month, which is fine. I prepared them a bottle of champagne to celebrate their return from the honeymoon. As I spent a lot of money on food, I wanted to get some reimbursement. It's not like I bought food for only my BF and me, but for all others who could have gone shopping as well. I added the expenses to Splitwise and assigned 2/5 to the bride. 2/5? Despite my efforts and expenses, I was harshly criticized for being a terrible friend, not bringing a present, not washing dishes, or contributing enough financially. I was told I should be thankful that their friends allowed us to stay overnight. We got them a bottle of expensive wine as a thank you. Then her fiance accused me of trying to get their money and suggested I check my finances. The groom implied that I didn't do enough for the wedding. They told me I will not get any money back. However, I had already followed their words not to bring a gift and have been supportive in various ways. I was at work and all of this destroyed me emotionally. In conclusion, I felt unappreciated and hurt. I had genuinely tried to help and contribute, but it seemed like my efforts were not recognized or valued. AITA. What the fuck?
Well, this is what I'm talking about. People just like expecting everyone to shell out.
Okay, because that's the other side that we didn't talk about. So we have the wedding shame culture, but then there's also the wedding entitlement culture.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of different sides of the same coin, right? Because in the wedding shame culture, we are better than those we are shaming. And in the wedding entitlement culture, we are better than our guests and we deserve to be served like kings and queens.
Kings and queens. Yeah, it's too much. Like, you guys, it's too much. I honestly get really annoyed by it.
This is horrible. And tell me there's no person cheaper than a rich person, right? If anybody else
they stay rich.
So fucking gross.
I know, exactly. The fact that he's wealthy and he's expecting you to feed his whole family and you're not allowed to take the fresh bread.
Fuck you, bro.
What the hell is that about?
Fuck you.
And you did all this stuff. You rented a car for €250 and you were picking up guests back and forth. What the hell? It doesn't even sound like, it sounds like you were the bride's witness and you weren't even the maid of honor. And even when I was the maid of honor, I wasn't doing shit like that.
Wait, I don't know what this is. What's a witness?
Well,
is this the witness so that when we murder these people, there's someone there?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know why there's a witness. It sounds like they're in a different country. I think they're in Denmark or something. Like maybe you need that there.
Not Delaware.
That's what Denmark. I thought too. I think it's Denmark because once they said Euro, I was like, oh, okay, we're in Europe here. Yeah,
God, obviously. Wait, is Delaware not on the Euro?
Yeah, what? So I guess it must be different. But mind you, this is not even their wedding. This is the smaller wedding that they're having ahead of time.
And for what? For the egregious charge of 2/5, she literally fronted the majority of the cost, which sounded like it was not even majority her. It sounded like that was already quite gracious.
Oh, yeah. And now they're talking shit and they're not going to be grateful for everything else that she's done for them.
This is a really sickening feeling too. Like, I mean, it's just something that happens in life. Sometimes you really only learn about someone once shit hits the fan. Shit hit the fan here. I mean, this is what I always say. It's like you're not really in a relationship till you've had a conflict. So I don't know what has happened with these people.
Yeah.
But as soon as she kind of just asserted herself, and I thought she was pretty damn reasonable, like nasty things coming out. Like, oh, you're just trying to get our money? Really? For 2/5 of this fucking Splitwise? That's
get your money. I'm trying to get reimbursed, babe. I spent the money. I'm not trying to get extra money. It's not like she sent them the bill and then was like, here's a little interest too, or like for my time, labor. Yeah. No.
Not washing dishes. I mean, the charges that, and I mean, like you said it too, the Uber thing, like she's basically playing Uber. If I did one Uber ride to LAX, oh my God.
I know, well, yeah, depending.
You took me to the airport one time and I'll never forget that.
That's right.
It's like in LA, that's something.
Yep. Well, it does help that I live nearby. I don't know that I would be driving you from Echo Park, but
that's fair. That's fair.
But no, I definitely I don't mind the whole airport thing because I grew up. That's just what you do for your friends. But we also grew up in a time of not Ubering. But actually, Maddie, Parallel Park and Maddie, she's sleeping here tonight because she's going to Jersey tomorrow, and I'm letting her park her car in the garage because she's going for a while, and street sweeping.
Oh, I didn't know you had a garage.
Oh, yeah. Downstairs?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know. There's a downstairs?
Well, just the garage underneath. And then we have two parking spots.
Oh.
Yeah. And Max's car is in the shop. But anyway, little tricks of the trade in LA to try and avoid those sometimes $100 Uber rides.
Yeah. Actually, I take the bus now. I take the bus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did that when I was having some troubles.
LAX to downtown to Union Station. It's $10 bus. Pretty reasonable. Then $10 there.
Oh, that's smart.
Got my airport game down to $20.
Oh, perfect.
Anyway, this is just this is sickening. Of course she had a nasty feeling, OP writes. And I just feel like this is a situation I've seen a million times on the wedding shaming, except every other time I've seen it, it's poor. It's like a poor people running a grift where it's like, you should be thanking me to volunteer at my wedding. And this is the exact same thing as all those, except they are apparently rich people. But otherwise, this is literally a post I've read in a million different ways.
Mm-hmm. We've got a comment here. NTA, use the champagne to water the plants and cut them out of your life. And then OP responds, I could also just cut the plants and drink the champagne myself.
There we go.
I guess somebody else was like, it seems like this is all coming from the fiance. Like, what is your friend saying? And she was saying that her friend wrote her first, saying that she should be ashamed of putting the expenses on Splitwise, as I was invited to the wedding and my lunch and drinks were paid for. Yes, that's what happens when you get invited to a wedding.
That's how that works.
Like, are you kidding me? I don't understand. You're coming to my wedding. Of course, I'm going to feed you and give you drinks.
How weddings work.
That's what I also don't like about the whole you pay for your plate thing. You're the one getting married. I'm coming to your wedding because I want to celebrate you, but I'm celebrating you.
A cover?
I literally, if I were to get married, I think I would literally be like, no gifts. And not just saying that, no gifts. Because I'm asking you to take time out of your life, spend money to travel wherever it's going to be. And I want you to have a good time. I don't want you ever thinking about how you're upset that you're coming to my wedding because you can't afford it.
It's crazy.
And you're giving me shit for...
Your presence is a gift, as they say.
Your presence is my present. You gotta say it like that, Danny.
I think it's your presence as a gift. I feel like that turns harder.
No, your
presence is a present.
Yeah, your presence is my present. How yours doesn't come off as a pun at all, does it?
I guess I agree to disagree on this one. I think that one's a lot prettier. Your presence is a gift.
Oh, because the pun is still. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've never heard it like that. Let me finish.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I feel like yours is like a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, like
your presence is a present.
It would
Mine's
be
like Michael's.
Okay.
Your presence is a gift.
I don't know, guys. We'll do a poll on there.
Let us know. Okay, the one thing I will say here, and I'm wondering if you have this, but like the response seems to all be from the fiance and not your friend. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple relationships in my life where I'm like, yeah, as soon as they got that, they're like, there's a couple couples I'm waiting to break up. I'm not hoping if they stay together, good for them. But I'm kind of like, I think it does break up. That might reopen some doors for me. I'm not hoping.
Oh, with the wife?
Just could be interesting. No, not like that.
Oh, then
nasty.
For what?
Just not like I'm waiting to fuck her. Like just more like a friendship that ended because the fiance got polarized.
Oh, the friendships that ended. Yes. Well, actually, my roommate from college, shout out, she's a listener, Lindsay. She was the first wedding I'd ever been to. That was like my friend's wedding.
Yeah.
2016, we were 26. And unfortunately, she's going to be my first friend to get a divorce. I know. But it's starting. We're at that age where the divorce is starting.
This is one of the realizations I've had. I'm like, look, being 34 and single, as we were talking about, not that easy to make friends, not that easy to make girlfriends. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
I feel like
5'8", I'm overwhelmed with the attention, but it's not quality
and
attention.
You have a Toyota Camry, so
no. But I realize I'm like, right now, there's a lot of people that are my age and married, and they're wrapping up. Oh, did you judge me for being single, for being a 34-year-old who won wheels? Is that what you judge me for? Yeah. Well, enjoy your broken life.
Yeah. But also the good thing about it is that if they do it young, is that they're still so young. Like 34 is still so young, and you can have a whole brand new fresh laugh, honey.
I know we're not supposed to quote him, but Louis C.K. has just a joke that's so true, which is no good marriage ever ended in divorce. No
good marriage ever ended in divorce. Yeah.
You should be happy for people getting divorced. So I am happy for them.
That's true. That's true.
Good for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it's not ugly. It's a nice little divorce, cute little divorce.
Wrapped in a little bow, hopefully.
I think we agree on this one. These people are just utterly entitled monsters. AOTA for asking money for the food I bought for a friend's wedding. Honestly, I think we both are angry, and it's a nuclear NTA.
Yeah.
Assholes.
I hate them.
Por favor, rate, review, and subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Over 200 bonus episodes, every single episode ad-free, folks. Discord, you love it. Join us, patreon.com/AITA pod. I know you hear me say this. You don't even think to do anything, but just it's worth it. It's $5 a month.
You get 4 extra episodes. So many podcasts out there are just like 2 extra, 1 extra a month.
And they're doing 7 now. I've seen some doing 7. We're still at 5.
Oh, yeah.
Inflation proof, baby.
Yep,
we're like Little Caesars over here, motherfuckers.
So what are you doing?
Yeah.
AITA for choosing my dog over my brother's wedding. I, 24M, have a brother, 27M, who got married last week, and I unfortunately had to cancel at the last minute because my dog ran out into the street and got hit by a bike. He is now fine, but at the time I had to rush him to the vet, and he was in very rough shape. The doctor told me that he will need supervision for the next week, and this happened 3 days before the wedding, which was a no pet wedding. My brother made it very clear that this was a no pet event. And I even told him the situation, but he wouldn't budge. So I told him that I had to cancel and that I would not be attending due to the fact that I needed to take care of my dog. A few days went by and my family is now upset at me because I didn't show up and that I should have just got a dog sitter, but I didn't want to trust a random person or someone I know with this much responsibility because my dog is one of the few things in life that helped me get through COVID. AITA?
Wow, this one has me screaming for info because I'm just like, I guess the concept that immediately pops into my head is like, look, if you need to be there for your dog and you genuinely feel that's something you need to do, I understand it. Mm-hmm. But I do think there could be a compromise here, people. can we go to the wedding for 90 minutes? I think we can go to the wedding for 90 minutes.
Oh, true.
I think the dog can handle 90 minutes. I'd love to see maybe even 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, not the whole night. So let's negotiate. Let's meet in the middle. I feel like people do this. They do this sometimes where it's like, you need
all or nothing.
Yes, exactly. Nailed it. And it's like you're sending a very clear signal when you all or nothing, which is kind of like, first of all, I'm like, do you even like your brother? Like, you're not willing to meet in the middle at all?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if this was like an out of town wedding though. Could have even been like a 2-hour away one.
Yeah, that was my info.
Because also, but you're saying 2 hours or an hour and a half, but with a dog sitter.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I do think that they would need someone. Bro. I know, and like obviously a life is like, you know, a dog's life is at the end of the day more important than your brother's wedding, because if something were to happen to him, like you'd probably never forgive yourself and be like, God damn it, like I just for a fucking wedding I like lost my dog, which I'm sure is a really big real fear for him. I don't think he actually would die. I think a lot of this is anxiety inducing. That you wouldn't want to.
That's fair. It's the anxiety.
It seems like you wouldn't even have a good time. Like, here's an example. I'm just thinking of like how my anxiety would like stop me from having a good time. So it's like, it's kind of not worth it. Like when I go on, say I have a trip or something, but then I book a gig, it's like, I obviously would always want to go and do the booked gig because I wouldn't even have a good time on vacation, because I would be thinking about how I lost that job opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I suppose if it was like between my brother's wedding or a job opportunity, I guess it depends on what the job opportunity is. But like my sister's wedding, like it would be really hard for me to ever miss my sister's wedding.
That's tough. No, I feel you. I understand that. Well, I mean, I don't know, but a vacation is much more flexible. I feel like the example you use is throwing us a little bit because a wedding's a oneer, hopefully.
Yeah, and it's not directly correlation. I'm just thinking of like my thought. In this scenario, though, it's like he's doing it for his brother. It's not something that he's doing to enjoy himself.
Exactly, and I feel like that's why I want some meeting in the middle. But let's see here. Just lurking 1122. I'm so confused about these responses. This is a YTA to me. I have a dog I'm obsessed with, but a wedding for an immediate family member is a big deal. Of course, it's a no pet wedding. I've never heard of a wedding that allows pets. If my sibling missed my wedding for this, I'd be pissed. You could have gotten a dog sitter. There's plenty of ways to make sure the person is capable. Yes, I know weddings with dogs, pets in the ceremony are common as meaning pets that were invited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of feel like, is there any way to budge a little bit to convey to your brother? Because I actually do feel you very much on this would rob him of enjoyment, the anxiety. I think I can easily give that to OP.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great reason to make a brief appearance. And I do feel, I guess this is that all or nothingness that people do, which I'm like, okay, bro, but like, you are not literally administering brain surgery to the dog. So I think the dog can be okay with 1 hour.
Yeah. And also, like we were saying, we wanted the info about where it was. If it was far away, he would have said that. He would have added that in.
I think so.
Because it would make his case better. And then we all would be like, oh, yeah, okay, we kind of understand it. You don't want to be far away from your dog in case an emergency happens. But
I don't want to go on a trip.
Yeah.
You're right. That'd be a different thing.
So it's ridiculous. Like you definitely could find someone, because he says I didn't trust a random person. Okay, fair enough. But then he says, or someone I know. Okay, so you did have someone you knew that could have stepped in. You don't trust any of your friends? You don't have any friends that you would trust with this responsibility for a few hours?
It's all or nothingism. And all or nothingism is basically saying, I don't want to do it and I refuse to compromise at all. And honestly, it's very unempathetic because it's like, you know what? Your brother doesn't need you to be there for the whole fucking night and he should be able to meet you in the middle, but you're not even going to extend any effort. You're going to let your anxiety rule everything. And really, and even though it is valid, it's just not all about you. That's it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you didn't show up for your brother. And
Exactly.
I'd be heartbroken if my sister didn't show up for my wedding or like wasn't there to celebrate with me. Like that would suck.
That would suck. She can't pop in even if the doggo's sick or hurt. AITA for choosing my dog over my brother's wedding. I think ultimately this is a case of all or nothingism. I need to see some compromise here, and for these reasons, I am at YTA.
Yeah, I did find one NTA comment though. I just wanted to read it. She goes, "NTA, I wouldn't even care if it was my own wedding. If my cat needed me, I'd cancel the damn thing in a heartbeat." Oh, really? You would lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and redirect all of your friends and family that came into town for it because of that? Shut up.
Because your cat is kind of sick. Yeah.
It's one thing if the cat was like literally dying, but even then,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm even like, look, if it was a sick kid, I'm like, God, an hour, it's 2 hours, like figure it out. Like, I feel like try something, anything.
Yeah. You are not willing to compromise.
Gotta show some serious effort here. All right, folks, please rate, review, subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. We're gonna wrap up on AITA getting boho braids as a bridesmaid when the bride asked me not to. I'm in a wedding this fall and I sent a text to the bride letting her know I will have my boho braids in at that time and won't need my hair done at the wedding. I also let her know I could style them however she wanted. I know some brides like hair up or half up, and I'm more than happy to do any style she wants. She responded asking if I could wear my natural hair so that everyone can be uniform. I will be the only black bridesmaid at the wedding and feel like most styles will not be uniform by nature. My natural hair can be hard to manage at events that last all day, and I didn't want to be dealing with it, so I mentioned I would feel more comfortable in braids. She is not responding, but is telling others she's upset and thinks I'm making it all about me. I really tried to be there for her leading up. I planned her bachelorette, helped set her up for the bridal shower, helped with random wedding tasks. Wondering if I should just not get the braids since she's the bride and it's her day, or keep my appointment and get them since that will make me more comfortable and I will style them however she wants. NTA. AITA. Sorry.
Well, I did put a picture. Oh, because
you put a picture. Wow, you know me well because I was already
for the 4A and 4B.
That's boho braids?
Oh no. Sorry.
Oh.
Because okay, so here's comments. NTA, does she know that what boho braids look like? You can definitely style them how everyone else's would be. Does she want everyone's hair straight? Then OP responds, this is the part that confused me as well. My hair is naturally 4A and 4B, so it would be very curly. I did not send her a picture, but maybe when I talk to her, that would help she understand. So that's what I put a picture of, the 4A and 4B, like how curly her hair is. But boho braids,
I don't really understand it. They're braids, basically.
So they're braids, but not cornrowed. So cornrowed are the ones that are up against your hair. They're like kind of an inside out French braid, but like small. And then the boho ones are not attached. So they are actually very easy to style. Like you could then make... And like here's an example where her hair is now half up, half down in the boho style. And then they almost kind of function as if your hair is straight, but it's braided straight. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I think they can do like kind of curly or
this is a little, I guess racial disclaimer here, but I mean I am very much leaning on the fact that look, I think OP kind of spelled this out. She's the only black bridesmaid. There's the thing, different races have different hair. I believe black people have very distinctly different hair. And so I am very just prone to just trust her and her assessment of the situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like the bride needs to just kind of respect that too, because, even knowing as little as I do, I think it's definitely a thing that just, you got to just kind of respect it and back off.
I think so too. And it is giving like not understanding. Like it just seems like she doesn't. I think maybe they just need to have a conversation and show her like, look, like if you want us to be uniform, tell me what you're thinking. Like, are you thinking half up and half down for all of us? Because that would actually be way easier if I did boxer braids.
Oh, what's boxer?
Oh, sorry, not boxer braids. I think boxer braids. I think they are the ones that are, they're thicker cornrows, like big cornrows. I just said the wrong thing. Boho braids. And, but if not, if you want my hair curly, it's going to look different than everyone else's anyway. So I don't know exactly what you're thinking, but if you want us all to have like longer hair, then the boho braids are going to be the look.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a solution, not a problem. This feels like a flexible thing. I'm not an expert here. I have no idea what's going on. I had no idea there were all these kinds of braids. But I'm very overwhelmed by it. But I feel like I trust OP, and I feel like the bride is just kind of projecting her own narrow view of how this all works. And it's like, please shut up. I mean, I think one thing we're coming back to here is assume the best in people and stop wedding shaming. Cause like, I think this is an example of someone being like, that's literally what she said. You're making it all about you.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, she's actually not. She's actually trying to accommodate this and create flexibility for you. She's not doing that. But we are in that wedding shaming matrix where as soon as people do something, we're very like, oh, she's wearing white. She wants all the attention now. Oh,
yeah.
They're asking for money. Oh, they want our money now. And it's like this.
You're assuming the worst in people. When it's like a lot of people don't know all of these crazy wedding rules. It took me a long time to like learn them all.
Yeah.
And I guess I was wearing like short dresses to weddings, and then I found out, oh no, you're supposed to wear mid-length to long, like depending, like even a cocktail dress. Because I always thought of cocktail dresses as short dresses, so I was like, oh, it's cocktail attire. Then I guess I wear a short dress. No, I guess that's wrong too. You're not supposed to wear red because that means that you're a harlot and you hooked up with the husband. Like that's a thing too.
Is that what that means?
It's like an old wives' tale, like, one of those like old things or whatever. Like you're the, she's pure and white and you're wearing red, so you're the like deviant. And then here's the most recent one I heard, that when you're at an event, you're not supposed to ask for like the photographer to like take a picture of you and your like date. And I was like, what? Because Max heard that, which he knows nothing about wedding stuff at all. And he like randomly saw an article about it. And because I always usually try and do that because I'm like, nice little professional photos.
Yeah, of course.
So like on the dance floor and stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, supposedly it's tacky. And I remember this time at my one friend's wedding, she and my two friends and I were all getting pictures together. And then like while we had the photographer, I was like, oh, here, Max, let's get a picture. And my friend who's the bride and my other friend were like so weird about it. And they were like, oh, what? Like, that's so weird that you're doing that. And I was like, wait, why? Like, I don't see what the problem is. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, I guess it's tacky. But I'm sorry. Once again, I'm spending all this money. I'm flying across the country to come to your party. I can't have a fucking picture with my boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't find that tacky.
Isn't that weird?
I mean,
like as if they're paying per photo. No.
That would be wild.
It's a digital camera.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could see people taking it too far. I can see
like a whole photo shoot. Yeah.
Right. I'd be like, take a photo. That's reasonable to me. But yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine.
What is wrong with that?
Very reasonable. Well, and I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing, honestly, that's so true. It's like oftentimes the reasonable people who are like doing that, like getting one photo, that kind of thing gets ruined by the people who go too fucking far.
Yes. Because I think there are people, and we've had situations like this, where they take advantage of the fact that they propose at a really beautiful wedding venue because it's like, oh, well, the flower's already there, the romance is in the air, and they're sucking they're leeching off of someone else's money and whatever, someone else's moment, then absolutely that's so tacky.
Well, it's the white dress thing too. It's like now we're at a point where it's like, well, your dress could be interpreted as white by some people, but then there's people who do actually like to toe the line. Oh, they're getting this slightly off. It's off white. It's slightly off white. It's actually an orange light. It's orange. So.
And they're trying to take the spotlight away.
Yes, and they're like, line crossers.
Yeah, and like realize who you're dealing with, and if they're just a innocent friend of yours, don't be mad at them. Just wanted a picture with her hubby.
She's innocent, guys. She's wearing a pink. It's pink.
It's pink with pink flowers and orange flowers.
It was one photo that turned into 4 photos because Max tripped.
And he can't ever keep his eyes open in a goddamn photo.
So what? So now we're at photo 11. She fell. They both tripped.
I like bring the photographer like all around the whole venue and do an entire photo
The
shoot.
angle was not flattering. The angle was making the dress look white. AITA getting boho braids as a bridesmaid when the bride asked me not to. This to me feels like racial insensitivity on behalf of the bride and a lack of communication and this kind of attitude. For these reasons, I am at NTA and bride is.
Well, the other thing I don't like about it is that she stopped responding to her and now she's talking shit about her to friends, apparently.
Yeah, way to ruin
where
your
she
wedding.
heard through the grapevine.
Nightmare.
Answer her. Have an adult conversation about it.
Please.
You think she's doing this on purpose? Like she's trying to ruin your wedding or something? And I hate the whole every bridesmaid needs to be uniform. Where the situation where like cover up your tattoos,
Right,
dye
right.
your hair
Oh, yeah, that's a
brown when
problem
it's
area.
red, like things like that. It's just
Yeah.
like stop trying to control you. Like brides out there, I'm worked up.
We
It
worked her
pisses
up.
me off.
We worked her up, folks.
Stop it. Just stop it.
I think really what it is like, dog, you're really having a wedding. The people that are closest to you and you can't assume the best about them. Why are
Exactly.
you having them involved then?
Exactly. It's too much.
Much too much. Wow, that was a great wedding app. I really enjoyed that one, Shano.
Well, they're always chock full of drama.
You know, we love to shame. We really do love to wedding shame, folks. There's no way around it.
Yep.
Well, guys, that is the app. Thank you so much for listening. And that's all for now.
Thank you. Bye. Damn it.
Got her.
God damn it. Taking a breath.
You coulda, you shoulda, you didn't. Oh,